What's up? Well, welcome to another episode of High 3. That is pages 11 and 52. Well, hope everything's just fine. You're just doing okay, and all systems are good. So, guys, may I ask you to open your books to page 11? Remember last session we covered the vocabulary chart on page 10. We learned a bunch of new vocabulary items, so I hope you just practiced them enough to master and activate them. Alright, so page 11, 1D. Use the correct form of the words given to complete the sentences. So, the correct form, everyone. The word, guys, is signify. Okay? Signify. Number one, a significant number of drivers fail to keep to speed limit, to the speed limit. Yeah, okay, not limits, speed limit. So, a significant number means, guys, a great number, a large number, a big number. Fail to do something, guys, means they don't do it. They are kind of unsuccessful. And speed limit, everyone, means the highest speed at which you can legally drive. Speed limit. So, a significant number of drivers fail to keep to the speed limit. Number two, health problems can be significantly reduced by careful diet. So the answer is significantly, greatly, highly. Reduce means just lower, decrease by careful diet, by having healthy food, for example. Number three, he gave her a diamond ring to signify his love. You know, diamond is a precious stone. To signify, to show his love. The verb. Number four, you realize that your problems are insignificant in comparison. So, insignificant, unimportant, not as important as the others. In comparison, everyone, or by comparison means when compared. So, compared with my problems, your problems are insignificant. They are unimportant. Next, we have the word impress. Impress. Number one, the drug has shown some impressive results, some great results, impressive. Number two, I got the impression that she wasn't very happy with her job. Everyone, get the impression means you get the feeling, you get this opinion. So, I got the feeling that she wasn't happy, she didn't like her job. So get the impression. I got the impression that you have already practiced the words on page 10. Number three, one candidate in particular impressed us with her knowledge. Candidate, everyone, here means someone who is taking an exam. For example, a TOEFL candidate, someone who's taking the TOEFL exam, or an IELTS candidate. Yeah? In particular means particularly, especially. Impressed us with her knowledge. She was really well informed. She was really knowledgeable. She knew what she was doing. She was as sharp as a tack. Okay. Really intelligent. Number four, as a boy, I liked the Impressionists, but I soon turned away from them. As a boy, when I was a boy, when I was a child, I liked the Impressionists, people who copy and imitate others' behavior, okay? But I soon turned away from them. I just lost my interest. I avoided them. Next, guys, we have the word elevate. Remember, raise, elevate, promote. So, number one, elevation of blood pressure can cause headaches. So, when you have high blood pressure, it can give you headaches. It can cause headaches. Number two, the train moves on an elevated track above the city street. So moves on. Elevated means raised track, okay? Elevated track, raised track. By the way, track here means railway line. You know, a train moves on tracks, moves on railway lines above the city street. Number three, their purpose is to elevate aids to the top of government priorities. Their purpose, their goal, their aim is to elevate, to promote, to raise aids to the top of government priorities. Priority means something that is really important. So they want to make it their number one priority, their main priority. Number four, it is an elevating experience filling gas balloons for the Christmas party. You know, we use balloons at parties, okay? So, to fill the gas balloons is an elevating experience. It just makes you kind of cheerful, delighted. Okay. You know, you blow up the balloon, so this kind of elevating. 1E, complete the sentences below with the correct form of the words given. So what are the words, everyone? Impress, tendency, generous, approach, signify, and submit. Okay, let's see. Number one, Jim had a generous helping of pasta. A generous helping. Guys, generous here means large. Helping, if you remember, means serving, portion, an amount of food that is enough for one person. Helping of pasta. Number two, they invited state employees to voluntarily submit proposals for projects to improve performance. So they invited employees to voluntarily, willingly submit proposals to give suggestions, to offer suggestions for projects to improve, to enhance, to boost performance. Number three, there is a widespread impression that schooling needs to be improved. Guys, widespread means existing or happening in many places. For example, throughout the country, there is this widespread impression, feeling that schooling here means school education. School education needs to be improved, needs to get better. Number four, he was very impressed with her house. Wow. It means the house was very impressive. It was luxurious, it was big, modern, whatever. Number five, there were concerns that Beijing would take a tougher approach. So there were concerns, there were worries that Beijing. Everyone, Beijing is the capital city of China. Beijing would take a tough means serious, harsh, kind of unkind, tougher approach. Approach means a way of dealing with something here. Number 6, this information on its own is of little significance. Okay? It means this information is not significant. Okay? It is insignificant. It is not important. So, of little significance. Number 7, how should we deal with young people who have criminal tendencies? Okay? So, deal with means handle, take care of. Have criminal tendencies, they tend to commit crimes. They tend to carry out crimes. It means to have criminal tendencies. All right, everyone. Now, may I ask you to go to page 52, Surprise and Outshine. Okay. Page, oops. Yeah, here we are. So, page 52. Did you know? By the way, did you know? So, some strange but true facts that will blow your mind. Everyone, blow your mind means you find something exciting, unusual, surprising. Blow your mind. Guys, the adjective form is mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. So when something is mind-blowing, it is kind of strange, shocking, bizarre, surprising. So let's see. Just a minute. Okay. So number 1. How many glasses of water do you drink per day? 3, 4. Here is a surprising fact. The likelihood that the glass of water you're drinking contains a molecule of water that once passed through a dinosaur is about 100%. Okay? So, how many glasses of water do you drink per day? Per day means every day, each day. 3 means 3 glasses of water. 4 glasses of water. Here is a surprising fact. So, the likelihood, the probability, the possibility that the glass of water you're drinking, guys, here I've got a mug of water. Of course, this is not a glass of water. This is a mug of water. So, the possibility, the probability, the likelihood that the glass of water you are drinking contains a molecule, has a molecule, okay, molecule of water that once means in the past, okay, passed through a dinosaur is about 100%. Everyone, there is absolutely 1 molecule of water in this glass of water that in the past, passed through a dinosaur. 100%. So, just a second. Okay, yeah, you see, this is a dinosaur, okay? Then, everyone, this is a molecule of water, okay? Molecule of water. So, the likelihood that your glass of water contains a molecule of water that once passed through a dinosaur is 100%. Okay, about number 2, guys, you see, this is the English alphabet, okay? This is the English alphabet. A, B, C, D, okay, up to Z. Guys, how many letters are there in the English alphabet? So you see the English alphabet, and there are 26 letters in the English alphabet. And this beautiful, gorgeous animal is called a fox. Okay, so English alphabet, there are 26 letters, and this beautiful animal named fox. Okay, so what is the second mind-blowing fact? Okay, oops, just a minute. Yeah, the second mind-blowing fact. The sentence, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, uses every single letter in the English alphabet, Go ahead, count them all out. So guys, as I showed you, there are 26 letters in the English alphabet. This sentence, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. It uses every single letter in the alphabet. Go ahead, count them all out. Count the letters. Okay, just give it a try. Next one, the first novel ever written on a typewriter was The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Okay, Tom Sawyer. So, guys, a novel means a long story. Okay, a novel is a long story. So, I hope you remember this guy. Everyone, he is Mark Twain. He was a great U.S. author. He wrote novels. He was a novelist. He wrote The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. He was the writer of The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. The great stories, the exciting stories of Tom Sawyer. And everyone, believe it or not, he just wrote it on a typewriter. Okay? So, yeah. Believe it or not, Mr. Mark Twain wrote The Adventures of Tom Sawyer on a typewriter. This is a typewriter. He didn't use a pen or a pencil and paper. He just type-wrote it. He wrote it on a typewriter. Yeah, really mind-blowing. Okay, so let's see. Number 4, yeah? Okay, yeah, number 4, if I'm not mistaken. Well, number 4, everyone, AB negative blood is the rarest blood type in the world, with only 0.6% of the population possessing it. There are even studies that suggest this blood type could be a universal plasma donor. Okay, a couple of vocabulary items here, everyone. Well, rare, everyone, means scarce, difficult to find. Okay, rare. For example, pandas are rare nowadays. Okay, possess, to possess something means to have it. Okay, possess. Okay, plasma means, universal means kind of international. Okay, so let's check out some pictures again. Okay, so everyone, here in this picture, you see this guy is donating blood. Okay, you see blood here. So he's donating blood. He's making a donation. Then he's a donor. A donor, someone who donates blood. Okay. Guys, here you can see blood types. O positive, negative, B positive, negative, A positive, A negative, and AB positive and negative. So these are the blood types, everyone. Blood types. And here, everyone, plasma, plasma is the yellow part of the blood, yeah, the yellowish liquid part of blood, plasma. So, guys, AB negative is the rarest blood type, okay, so AB negative, this blood type is the rarest in the world. It is really scarce, difficult to find, and only 0.6% of people, the population, possess this blood type, and this blood type can be a universal plasma owner, and only 0.6% of the population has this blood type. Anyone, if we just suppose that there are 7 billion people living in the world, 7 billion people, okay? According to this, only 42 million people possess AB negative blood type. Really mind-blowing, okay? Come on. 42 million out of 7 billion, okay? Strange, but true. Okay, the last one, a bolt of, number 5, a bolt of lightning is actually much higher than the sun. A lightning bolt has been measured at over 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit, while the surface of the sun is just over 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so again, picture time. Yeah, I know. Okay, so guys, this one. This is the surface of our great sun. The surface of the sun. Well, according to the text, how hot is it? Everyone, the surface of the sun is just over 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. And what's this, guys? This is a bolt of lightning, or a lightning bolt. And how hot is it, guys? It is 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit. 50,000. So, wow, a huge difference, you see, guys. So, everyone, it means a bolt of lightning is 5 times, yeah, I'm not just mispronouncing or misreading it. It is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. Can you believe it? Yeah, unbelievable. Okay. By the way, everyone, while here means although. Okay, although. So, a bolt of lightning is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. By the way, Fahrenheit, it is a degree to measure heat. Everyone, water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, it is 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, so 32 degrees Fahrenheit is 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, so did I blow your mind? Did you find it mind-blowing? I guess so. Okay, so back home, everyone. Yes. Okay, so page 11. Page 11. Alright, well, check out the questions. Number 2, work in pairs. Discuss the following questions with a partner. Share your answers with the class. Okay, of course, sure. Number 1, do you consider yourself a generous person? Well, a generous person. Well, not to pat myself on the back. Personally speaking, I hope so. I think yeah, I'm generous. You know, at least I try. I do my best to be generous. I'm generous with my time. I do try to be generous with my knowledge. I can be generous with my money. Of course, it depends. And you know, it just gives me this feeling of just elation and satisfaction. So I hope so. Number 2, why do you think some people are more giving than others? Everyone, giving here means generous, caring, kind. Well, there are different factors involved, everyone. You know, generosity, in my view, in my book, is an inborn trait. You know, generous people generally come from generous families. You know, it is something children see and just they learn. It is something in our nature, in our blood. That's why some people are just more giving and more generous than others. They're generous with everything. They're generous with their money, energy, you just name it. Number 3, why do we feel happier when we go picnicking? Everyone, when you go on a picnic, you just feel connected with nature. You just let go of it. You just let your hair down. You relax. Take things easy. You just feel as free as a bird. So it just gives you the feeling of walking on air, relaxed, feeling tranquil. So, of course, you feel elated and cheerful when you go out, when you are in nature, and when you see trees, flowers, and plants. Number 4, do you agree that people who live in rural areas are happier than the ones in big cities? Well, rural areas means in the countryside and villages. And so we have people living in rural areas and those living in urban areas. So I do agree that, you know, just think about the environment, think about the noise, pollution, crime, safety, privacy. Come on, what the heck we're doing in cities? You know, cities are bustling with traffic, cars, pollution. But when it comes to the countryside, think about the tranquility, the fresh air, lack of there isn't much noise, traffic, pollution. You know, it makes them happier. They live longer. They're just close to each other. Compared to people living in cities, compared to city dwellers, they are more approachable. They live longer and they live happier lives. You know, I wish I had a house or maybe a garden in the country. Then yeah, that's it. What else do you need to just wine and dine? All right, listening, everyone. 3A, listen to a recording on happiness. So, everyone, we're going to listen to a recording about happiness and decide if the following sentences are true, T, false if or not given. Guys, before we take a listen, as usual, I'd love you to check out the sentences, okay? Take a look at the sentences here, okay? And of course, in part B, there's some questions you are to answer. But before we take a listen, just pause the video, okay? Take your time to read the sentences, okay? So, are you ready? By the way, guys, remember to take notes, jot down notes. Okay, let's see.
Hey everyone. In the previous lecture, we talked about how the stressors in life result in unfavorable physical conditions. Today, we want to show how happiness can be boosted in life simply by some natural and maybe instinctive approaches. What do you think they can be?
Instinctively?
Yes, our innate tendencies that can bring about happiness and elevate life quality.
Isn't it money that makes us happy?
According to a growing body of evidence, it seems that money can make us happy. But what makes us really happy is not buying ourselves the latest iPhone, but splashing our cash on other people. In a study published last week, looking at the link between generosity and happiness, researchers from Zurich University divided 50 participants into two groups and asked them to publicly pledge how they would spend a monthly endowment. One group was asked to spend 25 Swiss francs a week on gifts or outings for other people, and the second group was asked to spend it on themselves. Levels of happiness were measured on a subjective scale before and after the pledges. Those in the first group who pledged generously boosted their happiness more than the group who planned to buy themselves treats. Participants then underwent an MRI scan to see which bits of the brain were most active during generous acts. During the scan, participants were asked to work out how they would like to spend money on a person of their own choice. Some of the choices involved participants having to pay extra out of their own pocket to give a gift. For example, they were told they would have to pay 20 francs in order for the recipient of their generosity to get 15 francs. There is a part of the brain, the tempora, that neuroscientists say is associated with generosity, as well as one linked with happiness, the ventral striatum. When people made generous decisions in this study, both areas of the brain showed increased activity. The researchers conclude that their findings have important implications for all of us.
Why do you call this an innate tendency?
Because this is what toddlers attempt to do and feel happier when they share. Throughout adult life, we learn to be more selfish, and that's why we lose a big deal of our happy nature. Anyways, there's still another interesting, taken for granted but maybe forgotten source of life and happiness, nature.
Yes, seemingly our ancestors who were in everyday contact with nature were healthier and happier.
Yes, we know that individuals who live in areas with more green spaces benefit from improved mental health and may even live longer on average. Dr. Passmore recruited 395 UBC undergraduate students who were then randomly split into three groups. One group was asked to take photos of natural objects or scenes that caught their eye, such as a beautiful sunset spied from the kitchen window, or a late-blooming flower, and jot down the feelings that these evoked in them. The second group was asked to do the same, but focusing on man-made objects, such as buildings or machines, while the third group acted as the control and was not required to take any action. For the tasks at hand, The participants were not asked to go out of their way. Any scenes or objects noticed while they were carrying their normal day-to-day activities would do. The researcher was reportedly overwhelmed by the enthusiastic response from her participants, who submitted over 2,500 photos and written impressions. Passmore found that the participants who had engaged in the nature observation task reported increased level of happiness and overall well-being. They were also more open to social contact and to sharing resources with their peers. The difference in participants' well-being, their happiness, sense of elevation, and their level of connectedness to other people, not just
Okay, thank you so much. Well, guys, if needed, make sure to replay the audio, listen to it to grasp the message. Okay, let's see. Number one, shopping can boost happiness. It can enhance, improve happiness. So, did you hear anything related to shopping and happiness? No, not given. Correct. Number two, scans, MRI. Remember the lecturer mentioned MRI scans show greater brain activity during generous acts. You know, everyone, scan means a medical examination like MRI. Well, act means something you do. Okay, so was it true? Yeah, it was true. Number two. Three, the findings of the first research have no implications. The results of the first research have no implications, have no results, have no effects. Come on, false. Number four, generosity is an inborn trait, inborn, inside, let's say innate. Remember the word innate we studied earlier? Guys, trait means quality, feature, characteristic. So, generosity is something in a person's blood. It is innate. Okay, absolutely correct. Number five, everyday contact with nature brings about lower levels of stress. Okay, so if you go out, for example, if you go picnicking, if you see something green and beautiful, it brings about, it causes, it produces lower levels of stress, less levels of stress. Okay, sure, it will, but not mentioned here. Okay, they discussed about the relationship of nature and feeling less stressed, but everyday contact we do have no idea, not mentioned, not given. Number six, all three groups in Dr. Passmore's study had to take pictures. So all groups? No, not all of them. Some of them, or let's say most of them, not all the groups. Think about the control group. Okay, so it is false. Number six is false. Number seven, the control group took pictures of other groups' actions. Okay, did they do it? No, they didn't. It is false. By the way, everyone, the control group means the group that doesn't receive any treatment. Okay, the control group. They don't receive anything. Number eight, people who took photos of nature had higher levels of connectedness. Okay. Connectedness means the feeling that you have a link with someone or something, that you are part of a group. Okay, so those who took pictures of, I don't know, sunset, some beautiful flowers, yeah, they had this higher level of connectedness, being connected. True. Number three, 3B, answer the questions about the recording. Then listen again to check your responses, to check your answers. Okay? So, let's see. Number one, what did they talk about in previous sessions? Okay, so number one, you can check the answer here, everyone. Number one. Okay, so number one, in previous sessions, everyone, they talked about how the stressors in life result in unfavorable physical conditions. Okay, so the results of stress and the results of stressors, the connection between stressors and physical conditions. Okay, number two. Just a minute. Okay, yeah. Number two. What were the groups asked to spend their money on? Remember, the groups were given some money and they were asked to spend it on something. So, number two, one group was asked to spend 25 Swiss francs on a week on gifts or outings for other people. And the second group was asked to spend it on themselves. So they went out, they went on a picnic, and they just got some gifts for people they knew. Number three, according to the first study, when do we feel happier? So, we feel happier, everyone, when we spend our money for others rather than when we buy things for ourselves. Yeah, really mind-blowing. So, guys, if you'd like to feel happier, more, let's say, elated, get something for friends and family. Yeah. Okay. Number four. Why is generosity called an innate tendency? Innate, inborn, inside. So, everyone, generosity is called an innate tendency because toddlers have the tendency to share without learning it. Okay? Think about the very young children. They just share their stuff, their things, without having been taught about it. Okay, they do it innately. Okay, number five. What did Dr. Passmore ask the participants to do after taking photos? Okay, so remember, he asked them to jot down their feelings. He asked them to write down their feelings. Remember, jot down, write down, take notes, make notes. And number six, everyone, how did the overall behavior change, the general behavior change in the group taking photos of nature? What happened? So the group that took photos of nature, they were happier and felt more connected to other people. So getting in touch, in contact with nature can help you feel less stressed. Alright, 3D, group work. Working groups of three to talk about your own experiences of generosity and being in nature and the elated levels of happiness. Later, share your ideas with other groups. Well, guys, I do agree with the findings of this research. Personally speaking, whenever I go out on a picnic, whenever I'm close to nature, this just gives me a feeling of tranquility and peaceful. It helps me develop peace of mind. I just get away from it all, feel elated, and it seems I'm walking on air. And when it comes to generosity, believe it or not, making others happy really makes my day. At times I try to get things for people, for my family, my immediate family, for a relative, just for nothing. It doesn't need to be someone's birthday to get them something. Whenever you go shopping, get something for a friend, for a relative, and it will make your day. Okay, guys, hope you're just feeling relaxed and cheerful. This is the end of another episode.